Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today, the Cubs are going to kick off a 4-game series in Colorado against the Rockies. Cubs are sending Lance McCullers out to the mound to pitch today. He's making start number 2. Has a 1-0 record with an ERA of exactly 3 and a whip of 0.83. McCullers will be supported by a lineup of Seager, Horner, Harper, Moncada, Rizzo, Santana, Hedges, McCullers batting 8th, and Trent Grisham playing center and batting 9th. German Marquez will be pitching for the Rockies. He takes the mound, making his second start of the season. With no decisions to his name, he has a 13.50 ERA and a whip of 2. The Rockies lineup will be Hampson, Story, Blackman, Dahl, Ruiz, McMahon, Dahlbeck, Daza, and Marquez batting 9th. It is 45 degrees at altitude here today, 32,011 fans in attendance. Wind is blowing in from right at 10 mph. And it is time to get today's game underway. The Cubs, as the visitors, coming up to bat first in this ball game. Corey Seager, who's been red hot, is leading off for the Cubs. Seager waiting on a 2-strike count. Marquez looking for the sign and being very patient on the mound. Now he delivers the pitch. Grounded up the middle. Second baseman has it. He throws out Seager. That is out number 1. Horner now the batter. 1 out and nobody on. 2-2 count to Nico Horner. And he drives it in the air to right. Coming in is the right fielder. A few steps and he makes the catch for out number 2. Harper now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Full count. Payoff pitch to Bryce Harper. He drives it in the air to center. Center fielder coming in, and he gets under it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the Cubs retired in order. We go to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Hampson now leading off against McCullers with a full count. McCullers looking for the sign. Here is the delivery. Low, and that is ball 4. So on a full count changeup, McCullers delivers the leadoff walk. And now Trevor Story is the batter. 1 man on, nobody out, 1 strike. Story drives it in the air, deep to left field, going back at the wall, and Danny Santana watches it leave the park. That is a 2-run home run for Trevor Story. 396 feet into the left field bleachers, and the Rockies take a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Still nobody out, Blackman facing McCullers. Here comes the first pitch, and it's grounded towards short. Picked up by Seager, he throws it across the diamond for out number 1. Dahl now the batter, 1 out and nobody on. 2 strikes is the count, here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3, that is out number 2. So McCullers gets the punch out with the sinker, and it brings up Kelbert Ruiz. With 2 outs, nobody on, 1-2, here's the pitch. Driven in the air, right center field, going back is Trent Grisham. He has to hustle back toward the warning track, and he makes the catch to end the inning. But not before the Rockies score twice. They take the 2-0 lead into the top of the second inning. Yoan Moncada is leading off for the Cubs in the top of the second. 2 balls is the count. Moncada drives it into left. That is going to drop in for a leadoff single. The Cubs have their first base hit of the ball game as Moncada stops at first. Rizzo now the batter. 1 man on, nobody out. 2-1 is the count to Rizzo. Here it comes. Rizzo hits it on a frozen rope to right field. Blackman chases it down, and that is out number 1. A hard hit ball off the bat of Rizzo, but converted into an out by the Rockies right fielder. Santana now batting, 1 out, 1 man on. 2-2 is the count, and that is strike 3 called at the knees. It was a changeup, and Santana was frozen by it, struck out looking. So now Austin Hedges comes to the plate with 2 outs and the runner still on first. Here's a full count delivery. He checked his swing. He is going to be awarded first on the walk. Moncada advances to second. And now the pitcher McCullers comes up with 2 outs and 2 men on. McCullers looking to help his own cause here in the top of the second inning. Full count pitch. And a swing and a miss. He just swung at ball 4. That was high and away. McCullers could not lay off. So we go now to the bottom of the second inning. The Cubs still down by 2. McMahon leading off against McCullers. 1-2 is the count. McCullers delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is out number 1. Big curveball there by McCullers to get the strikeout, his second of the ball game. Next up is Dahlbeck. First pitch, and it's driven in the air to right. Going back is Harper, going back toward the warning track, toward the wall, and the catch is made right in front of the wall. Harper brings it in for the second out of the inning. So now Daza the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. McCullers with a 2-2 count. Here is the pitch. Oh, and he hits him with a 2-2 curveball. He hits him inside, and that is out. That's a runner on first with 2 outs. And now the pitcher Marquez comes up. 2 outs and 1 man on. 1-1 is the count, and the ball is dropped. The runner acts like he's going to advance, but he retreats to first, and so now the at-bat continues for German Marquez. 2-2 count, and it's lined into right for a base hit. The pitcher Marquez extends the inning as the runner advances from first to third, and now the Rockies have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Hampson, the next batter, he comes up having drawn a walk his first time up today. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, full count pitch. Swing and a miss, and McCullers gets out of the inning. Got him with a cut fastball down and away. So the Rockies strand 2. We go to the top of the third, 2-0 in favor of Colorado. Grisham leading off against Marquez in the top of the third inning. 1 strike count, and Grisham pops it up foul territory, third base side. Going over is Dahlbeck, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Seager now batting, 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Corey Seager. Here comes the delivery, and it's lined into the gap in left center field. That is going to drop in for a base hit. The left fielder plays it on a hop, and Seager has a 1-out single. Nico Horner now the batter with 1 out and a runner on first. 1 strike is the count. Horner grounds it to second. The throw goes to short. There's no relay to first, however, as Seager goes in with a hard slide, and he apparently injured Trevor Story. They're going to have to take him out of the ball game, so hopefully Story's going to be all right. Seager retired at second as the lead runner. There's now 2 outs and a runner on first, and Bryce Harper the next batter. Top of the third inning, Cubs down by 2. 1 strike is the count to Bryce Harper, and he grounds it toward first. The first baseman picks it up, steps on the base, and the inning is over. So the Cubs do not score. They strand a runner. We're going to the bottom of the third of a 2-0 ball game. McCullers working to Rogers now in the bottom of the third. 1-1 count. Here it comes. Grounded toward first. Rizzo scoops it up. He wins the foot race to the bag for out number 1. Blackman now batting. 1 out, nobody on. McCullers with the first pitch. And it's driven in the gap in left center field. That one's going to be 1 hop to the wall. Extra bases. As Blackman rounds first, heading for second, he's going to slide in with a 1-out double here in the bottom of the third inning. So the Rockies threatening, looking for some insurance runs, as McCullers works to David Dahl with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Here comes the first pitch to Dahl. He lines that one to left. That's going to be played on a hop. Blackman going to round third. He's coming for home. The throw comes home. Blackman is going to score easily as the Rockies extend their lead to 3-0. RBI single for David Dahl, his 5th of the season. That brings up Kybert Ruiz with 1 out and a runner on first. McCullers working with the pitch. There's a liner up the middle. A diving play. Oh, he trapped it. No. Apparently, Corey Seager, the umpire at first ruled it being trapped, but then they changed their mind and decided it was caught. Seager also was injured stretching out for that dive, but it looks like he's going to remain in the ballgame. So now there's 2 outs and a runner on first. McMahon faces McCullers here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 ball is the count. McCullers looking for the sign. Here's the pitch, grounded up the middle. So the second baseman, Horner, has it. He goes to second himself to retire the lead runner on a force and end the inning. We're going to the top of the fourth now. It is 3-0 Colorado. Moncada versus Marquez here in the top of the fourth. 2-2 count. Moncada is hit by a pitch, so he's gonna take first. He was hit in the hand, and it looks like it's not serious. He's going to remain in the ball game. A lot of the trainers making an appearance in this ball game. So Rizzo now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. Cubs down by 3. Marquez with a 3-ball count. Here is the pitch to Rizzo. It is low and in for ball 4. And now the Cubs have first and second with nobody out. Next up is Danny Santana. Santana, excuse me, facing Marquez here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 strikes is the count. Santana swings and misses. That is strike 3. And now Hedges is the batter with 1 out and 2 men on. Marquez facing Hedges with a 1-1 count. Here comes the delivery. Popped up, center field. Medium depth, routine play. The center fielder makes the catch, and that is out number 2. And now the pitcher comes up. McCullers trying to help his own cause here. With 2 outs and 2 men on, Marquez faces McCullers with a 2-strike count. Here comes the delivery, and strike 3 is called and the inning is over. So a promising start to the inning for the Cubs results in no runs. 2 runners are stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th of a 3-0 Colorado lead. Dahlbeck faces McCullers here in the bottom of the 4th. Full count. McCullers delivers the pitch. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. A sinker down in his toes. Swung right over it for out number 1. McCullers now faces Daza with 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball is the count. Here comes the pitch. Grounded toward third. Picked up by Moncada. He throws across the diamond. That is out number 2. Marquez now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. McCullers working with a 2-2 count. And there's a grounder towards second. Picked up and thrown to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Cubs retire the Rockies in order. We go to the top of the 5th of a 3-0 ball game. Grisham now leading off against Marquez in the top of the 5th. Let's see if the Cubs can get something going here. Grisham 5 for 22 with a home run on the season. 1-1 count. And he drives it in the air deep to right field. That's going to be home run number 2 as Trent Grisham gets his 2nd home run of the season. First run of the game for the Cubs. There was no doubt about that one. 443 feet into the right center field bleachers. The Rockies are still up by 2, but the Cubs have cracked through with their first run of this ball game. Corey Seager now the batter, facing Marquez. 1 run already in. Here's the first pitch to Corey Seager, and he drives it into the gap in left center field. Oh, a diving play! Dahl dives and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. That looked like it had extra bases written all over it. Horner now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Marquez faces Horner. Here comes the first pitch. Grounded up the middle. Second baseman has it. He throws up his counterpart. 4-3 for the 2nd out of the inning. And now Bryce Harper comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Harper is 0 for 2 today. 1-2 is the count. And Harper swings and misses, and that is the end of the inning. The Cubs get 1 back, however, as we go to the bottom of the 5th of a 3-1 Rockies lead. Garrett Hampson leading off against Lance McCullers, the top of the Rockies lineup in the bottom of the 5th inning. McCullers at 61 pitches. Working. Here comes the first pitch. A little tapper back toward the mound. McCullers has it. He throws to first for out number 1. Rogers down the batter, 1 out and nobody on. 1-2 is the count. And he swings and misses at a changeup for strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 for McCullers on the day. Charlie Blackmon now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. McCullers working, 1-2 count. Here is the pitch. And it's inside and actually hits him. That was a curveball that got away from McCullers. And that is going to put a runner on first with 2 outs. David Dahl now the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. McCullers working. 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Driven in the air center field. Chasing is Grisham. He calls for it. And he steps up and makes the play to end the inning. So the Rockies strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the 6th with the Cubs up by 2. Moncada facing Marquez in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 count. Moncada leading off for the Cubs. He swings and misses for strike 3. That was a slider down and away, and he chased it for the first out of the inning. Rizzo now batting. 1 out, nobody on. 1 strike count. Here comes the pitch to Rizzo. Grounded towards second. A high bouncing ball. The throw goes to first, and that is out number 2. Santana now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Marquez working. 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Line past the third baseman in the left field. That is a 2-out base hit for Danny Santana as he stops at first. And that will bring up Austin Hedges with 2 outs and the runner on first. Is there any chance that if Hedges gets on and McCullers' spot comes up, you know what? Even if it doesn't, I may still want to have a reliever warmed up, quite honestly. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to warm up Junior Fernandez in the event that either McCullers comes up or he struggles in the 6th inning. Hedges facing Marquez, 2 outs, runner on first. Top of the 6th inning, Cubs are down by 2. 2-2 is the count. Grounded toward third. The throw goes across the diamond to first, and the out is recorded to end the inning. The Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the 6th of a 3-1 Colorado lead. Ruiz facing McCullers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We're going to set down Junior Fernandez. McCullers is going to start out with a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Popped up center field. Plenty of time. Santana calls for it in short center field. He makes the catch for out number 1. Next up is McMahon with 1 out, nobody on. McCullers working. Here comes the first pitch to McMahon, and he drives it in the air to right. And Bryce Harper adjusting toward the line. He looks up and makes the catch. That is out number 2. Dahlbeck now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. McCullers working to Dahlbeck. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. So the inning is over. We're going to the top of the 7th. It is a 3-1 ball game. And now McCullers' day is officially over. We're going to go ahead and get Junior Fernandez warmed back up. He is definitely coming in to pitch in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pinch hitting for Lance McCullers is going to be, let's see here, German Marquez is the righty on the mound, so we will be pinch hitting. We're going to pinch hit here with Thairo Estrada. Estrada pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot to lead off the top of the 7th inning. Estrada 0 for 1 with 2 RBIs on the season. 1-1 is the count. Marquez with the pitch. Estrada drives it in the air to left. That's going back. It's going to be a leadoff single for Estrada here in the top of the 7th inning. So the Cubs have got something going with a leadoff single bringing up Trent Grisham. He had a home run his last time up. Grisham faces Marquez with the Cubs down by 2. Is Estrada particularly fast? I mean, he's kind of fast. So we're going to switch this to pitch-by-pitch mode. Swinging away. They're throwing over to first. He's safe. We're going to try the run and hit and see what happens here. And Estrada dives back easily. Grisham that should be sitting on a first pitch fastball here. Let's see what happens. We're calling for the run and hit again. Here's the pitch. He does not throw, or he's not swing. However, Estrada gets the steal. That is strike 1 to Grisham. There's now a runner on second with nobody out. And now we're just going to switch this back over. Grisham was supposed to be protecting Estrada by swinging at that pitch, but he did not. So full count now. Popped up on the infield. Third baseman Dahlbeck calls for it, and he makes the play for out number 1. The runner holds on second. Seager now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Marquez faces Seager. Here it comes. Lined up the middle. There's a base hit. Estrada's going to round third and try to score. The throw comes home. Estrada scores easily, and now this is a 3-2 ball game. So the pinch hitter pays off today as Estrada comes around to score on the Seager RBI single. The Cubs are now down by 1. Next up is Nico Horner. Horner faces Marquez with 1 out and a runner on first. 1-2 is the count. Horner lines it right at the second baseman. Seager has to dive back to first to avoid being doubled off. Man, Horner hit that one right on the screws, but it was directly at the second baseman. So that's the second out of the inning. Bryce Harper now the batter. 2 outs, runner on first. make sure Junior Fernandez is ready to come into this ball game. Harper facing Marquez. The throw goes over to first, and it's thrown away. Horner is going to advance to second on an errant pickoff throw. And now the Cubs have the tying run in scoring position. Harper needs to come through with a base hit right here. Would probably score Horner and tie up the ball game. Marquez working, 2-2 count. And it's driven down the line to left. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Horner rounding third. He's coming home. The throw comes home. Horner slides, and he is safe. Bryce Harper with the RBI single to tie the ball game in the top of the 7th inning. So the error comes back to haunt the Rockies as Bryce Harper drives in Nico Horner from second base. This is a brand new ball game now in the top of the 7th inning. Next up is Yohan Moncada with 2 outs and the runner still on first. Moncada faces Marquez with a full count. That is inside for ball 4. So Moncada draws the walk, putting runners on first and second with 2 outs. Next up is Anthony Rizzo. And now the Rockies go to the bullpen. They have seen enough of German Marquez. His day is over. Patrick Murphy now comes out of the Rockies bullpen. The righty Murphy will face the lefty Rizzo with 2 outs and 2 men on base. Murphy, it looks like, has not made an appearance so far this season. He is facing Rizzo with a tie ball game. 1 strike count, 2 outs, 2 men on base. Rizzo lines that one into left. However, the left fielder makes a running catch to end the inning. So the Cubs tie the ball game. It's time to stand up and stretch here in Colorado as we go to the bottom of the 7th of a 3-3 affair. And now, Junior Fernandez is going to come into this ball game, and actually, yeah, we're going to bring in Junior Fernandez, and he's just going to go ahead, and pitch. He's only probably going to pitch 1 inning, because he'll be due up third in the next half inning. We're just going to pinch hit for him right away again. So Junior Fernandez comes out of the Cubs bullpen with 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and an ERA of 3. Fernandez faces Daza, the pitcher's spot, and then the top of the Rockies lineup in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fernandez with a 2-2 count. He's working to Daza. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is out number 1. Fernandez now faces the pinch hitter, Renato Nunez, with 1 out and nobody on. Fernandez working, trying to preserve the tie here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's lined into the gap in right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. A 1-out single. Oh, he's going for second. The throw goes to second. And Nunez legs out a double in the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 out. So the go-ahead run is in scoring position, which brings up Garrett Hampson. And we are going to go ahead and warm up Josh Hader in the event that we get to this string of lefties that is coming up in the Rockies lineup here in the bottom of the 7th. Fernandez faces Hampson with 1 out, runner on second. Fernandez working, 1 ball count. Here comes the pitch. Lined into center field. Trent Grisham, it goes over his head. He misplayed it. The run is going to score. Heading for third with a triple is going to be Garrett Hampson, and now it's a 4-3 Rockies lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. I think Trent Grisham got caught coming in when he needed to be backpedaling. An RBI triple, and now Rogers is the batter with 1 out, the runner on third. Fernandez with a 1-strike count. He delivers the pitch. There's a liner up the middle through the drawn-in infield. That's going to drive in another run. And now it's a 5-3 ball game in favor of Colorado. So the Rockies got both runs back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now we're going to visit the mound. Hader is not ready to come in. We're going to throw over to first and try to pick this guy off, see what happens. Throw to first. Throw is late. Runner dives back safely. We'll throw over to first again, see what happens. He draws another throw and dives back safely once again. And now Josh Hader is ready to come into the game. So Hader will be brought in with 1 out and a runner on first to face Williams and Dahl here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs down by 2 again. Hader working, 2-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Williams swung right through that changeup for out number 2. And now Dahl is the batter with 2 outs and the runner on first. Hader working to Dahl. 2-ball count. Grounded toward third. Moncada charges. He has it. The throw goes to first and it's late. A weak throw by Moncada and he's not able to throw out Dahl. So he's credited with an infield single. Now Hader has to work to Kybert Ruiz with 2 outs and 2 men on. Hader with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. A swing and a miss. He got him with the slider and the inning is over. But damage is done. The Rockies score twice. They strand 2, taking a 5-3 lead into the top of the 8th inning. And now Carlos Estevez comes out of the Rockies bullpen. He's thrown 2 1/3 innings of 1 hit, 2 walk baseball, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and an ERA of 0. Danny Santana is leading off for the Cubs in the top of the 8th inning. The Cubs are also going to go ahead and warm up Liam Hendricks to come in and pitch to the bottom of the Rockies lineup in the bottom of the 8th inning. Estevez pitching in the top of the 8th for Colorado. 2-ball count. Santana waits for the pitch. There's a grounder toward first. Sharply hit, but right at the first baseman, McMahon. He steps on the base for out number 1. Hedges now the batter. He is going to be pinch hit for by Miguel Amaya. Amaya will remain in the game to catch. And he will face Estevez with 1 out and nobody on. 3-1 count. Here's the delivery. Outside for ball 4. So the walk is issued. Amaya heads down to first, which brings up the pitcher's spot. And this will be another pinch hitter. This is going to be Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth, the lefty, coming in to face Estevez with 1 out and a runner on first in the top of the 8th inning. Estevez working, trying to preserve the 2-run Colorado lead. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch to Cronenworth. He grounds it to third. The throw goes to second. The relay to first. That's a 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, the Cubs' threat is erased. The inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. And the Cubs are still down by 2. So Liam Hendricks is coming into this ball game. He will also go into the number 8 spot and pitch. And now Hendricks faces McMahon. Bottom of the 8th. 2-2 count. Liam Hendricks trying to preserve the 2-run deficit. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is out number 1. Dahlbeck now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Hendricks working. Here comes the pitch. Popped up to center. Going back is Grisham. He looks up and he makes the jump. Oh, and he dropped it. Trent Grisham is having a hard time out in center field today. He had that in his glove and he dropped it. That is going to be an error on Trent Grisham. And now with 1 out, there's a runner on second. Daza is the next batter. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-1 count. Liam Hendricks working. Here's the pitch. Grounded toward third. They look the runner back and throw across the diamond. That is out number 2. And next up is Corey Dickerson. So Corey Dickerson coming to pinch hit off the Rockies bench with 2 outs and a runner on second. Here's the first pitch to Corey Dickerson. Hendricks with the delivery. Lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit. The runner's going to round third and come home to score, as Santana's throw home will be late, and the Rockies now take a 6-3 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Next up is Garrett Hampson. Hendricks still on the mound, working with 2 outs and the runner on first. Hendricks looking for the sign. Here's the delivery. Grounded towards short. Seager has it. He throws to second. They retire the lead runner to end the inning. So the Rockies score again. That's an unearned run. They take the 3-run lead into the top of the 9th inning. And now, Michael Feliz comes in to try to lock down the save for the Rockies. Trent Grisham comes to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a home run today. Grisham leading off against Feliz. Here comes the first pitch. And there's a drive in the air. Right center field. This is going to be playable. The right fielder looks up and he makes the catch for out number 1. Next up is Corey Seager with 1 out and nobody on. Feliz with a 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch. Lined up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Seager delivering the 1-out single here in the top of the 9th inning. And now Nico Horner's the batter. Runner on first, 1 out. Feliz facing Horner. 2-2 is the count. Horner drives into the gap in left center field. That's going back. It's high off the wall. Not a home run, but right at the top of the wall. Seager is heading for third. He's going to score. Horner will have an RBI triple. The Cubs have made this a 6-4 ball game in the top of the 9th inning. And now it's probably time to warm up Edwin Diaz in the event that we would tie this ball game. Harper faces Feliz with 1 out and a runner on third. We need a base hit here to keep the inning going. Let's see what Harper can do. 2-2 count. Feliz with the pitch. He swings and misses for strike 3. So Bryce Harper strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning, and that brings up Yoan Moncada. With 2 outs and the runner on third, Feliz faces Moncada. Top of the 9th inning. 3-1 count. Moncada waits. He takes high for ball 4. So the tying run is now on base. And Anthony Rizzo comes to the plate with 2 outs, runners on the corners. Cubs down by 2, 1 run already in. Feliz faces Rizzo in the top of the 9th. 1-ball count. Rizzo drives it high in the air, deep to right center field. Rizzo has just given the Cubs the lead here at the top of the 9th inning. A 3-run home run, 415 feet into the right center field bullpen, and the Cubs have a 7-6 lead. That's a 4-run rally for the Cubs in the top of the 9th inning. And suddenly, fortunes have been reversed as Pedro Baez comes out of the Rockies bullpen to relieve for the Rockies. He is going to pitch to Danny Santana with 2 outs and nobody on. The Cubs staging a massive rally here in the top of the 9th inning, scoring 4 runs and taking the lead. Let's see what Santana can do. 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Baez. He drives it in the air to right, going back toward the warning track, toward the wall, and that's back-to-back home runs. Danny Santana has just delivered a 397-foot home run. The Cubs now lead 8-6. And suddenly, the Cubs own a 2-run lead here in the top of the 9th inning. Next up is Miguel Amaya. Baez facing Amaya with 2 outs and nobody on. 5 runs have already crossed the plate this inning. Here comes the pitch to Miguel Amaya. He's going to drive it in the air to center. The center fielder, however, makes the play, and that will end the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 9th, and the Cubs are up by 2. 5-run rally as the Cubs bat around in the top of the 9th inning. Liam Hendricks is going to be replaced now by Edwin Diaz. Diaz coming into the game to try to lock down the save. He has thrown 2 innings, scoreless this season. He will face Rogers, Williams, and Dahl here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs are up by 2. Edwin Diaz working with a full count. And here comes the pitch. And it's lined down the right field corner. That is going to be a leadoff extra base hit for the Rockies. Rounding first, heading for second, as that'll be a stand-up double for the Rockies to lead off the bottom of the 9th. So Diaz, working from the stretch, now facing Nick Williams. Runner on second, nobody out. Diaz needs a strikeout in the worst kind of way here. 1-ball count. Popped up left field. That's going to drop in for base hit. The runner's going to stop at third, however, as Santana gets the ball back in quickly, and the Rockies now have the tying run on base in the bottom of the 9th inning. Edwin Diaz struggling with the first 2 batters. Now he's going to face David Dahl. With 2 men on, nobody out. Here comes the pitch. Line down in the left field corner. 1 run is going to score. Santana gets to the wall. He throws it back in. The shortstop cuts it off. An RBI double for Williams, and suddenly the Rockies have made this an 8-7 ball game in the bottom of the ninth inning. Diaz now faces Ruiz with second and third, nobody out. I don't even know what to do here. Everyone else has already pitched. If we go into extra innings, we have Dylan Cease. Otherwise, one way or the other, Diaz has got to get us out of this game. Diaz faces Ruiz now with second and third, nobody out. And quite frankly, we're going to intentionally walk Ruiz. Because we're going to set up the force at any base. Ruiz's run is completely irrelevant in the grand scheme. And now we're going to pitch to McMahon with a full count and nobody on. Nope, with the bases loaded and nobody out. Diaz pitches to McMahon. Here comes the first pitch. Popped up right field. Going back is Harper. Deep. Warning track. He makes the catch. The tying run is going to tag up and score. That is the first out of the inning. The runner on second also tags up and advances. This is an 8-8 ball game in the bottom of the ninth inning. And now Dahlbeck comes to the plate. He is 0 for 4 today. Facing Diaz with one out. Runners on the corners, tie ball game. Diaz needs a ground ball double play right here to get out of this inning. Because we really do not want to face Daza, who's coming up next. Diaz facing Dahlbeck, full count. Strike three is called at the knees. So he has the hat trick today. He struck out 3 times. And now, Daza, the center fielder, comes up. He is 0 for 3. But the pitcher spot is coming up next. What do the Rockies have left for pinch hitters? Their only pinch hitter they have left is Dom Nunez. We are going to go ahead and intentionally walk Daza and make the Rockies either pinch hit for Baez with their last pinch hitter on the bench or allow the pitcher to hit. So the walk is issued. And now they do. They pinch hit with Dom Nunez. This is their last guy off the bench. Diaz faces Nunez with 2 outs and the bases loaded in a tie ball game in the bottom of the ninth inning. 3-1 count. Outside for ball 4. Diaz just walked in the winning run. So the game is over. The Cubs, after a dramatic rally in the top of the ninth inning, lose the game by allowing 3 runs to score in the bottom of the ninth. So the Cubs get 8 runs on 11 hits with an error. The Rockies 9 runs on 12 hits with an error. The Cubs dropping to 3-4 as the Rockies improve to 3-3. The player of today's game is the Cubs' Lance McCullers. He actually had a quality start. 6 innings thrown, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and a home run allowed. Junior Fernandez only threw a third of an inning and allowed 2 runs to score. Hader threw 2/3 of an inning, scoreless. Hendricks threw an inning, allowed an unearned run to score. And then Diaz blew his first save of the season, allowing 3 walks and 3 hits with 1 strikeout in the 9th inning. Trevor Story was injured in a collision at second base, and what is his status? He is out with an intercostal strain for 2 weeks. So, we will not see him for the rest of this series. The Cubs suffer a difficult loss today, to say the least, as Diaz blows the save in the 9th inning. The Cubs lose the game 9-8. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.